Hey everybody, it is Eric Lucas over at GG Homes, and for today's video I'm going to talk about door knocking. And this is the video that you've all requested. You've requested videos and content about how to get more deals, how to find off-market deals, what's the best way to find fixer deals, and that answer is door knocking. So back in college around 2003, 2004, I started cutting class to attend monthly real estate investor meetups. And the guy that ran one of the meetups was really my first real estate mentor. And he was asked one day, point blank, at one of the presentations, what's the best way to find deals? And he told everybody, he said, if I need a deal to feed my family, I get in my car and I start driving neighborhoods. And even though this was back in 2003 when he gave this advice, and even though we've got all these other ways now to communicate and get in touch with homeowners, I still think door knocking is the best way to find a deal and the best way to leverage your time. Now, it's hard. It's hard work, it's boring, it's tedious, it can even be dangerous. So not a lot of agents like to do it. But I see day in and day out, the agents that do this consistently, they kill it. But the biggest thing about door knocking is not all areas are equal to door knock. And back when I was an agent, when I was in Arizona and Tempe, at first I started door knocking 85284, which is a really rich area code about 3 zip codes south of Arizona State University. And I was door knocking that area because I wanted to maybe try to find a house in that area. And even if I failed, well, it's a nice area to walk around in. The houses are cool. There are some celebrities that live in that area. It's really a nice place to be and hang out. But in my 18-month period of door knocking down there, I think I got one deal. And I quickly realized that it's actually better to door knock in some of the rougher areas. So I'm not saying you can't be successful door knocking in some areas like La Jolla and Del Mar and Point Loma, but I think those areas are tougher to door knock than some of these zip codes right here. Why is that? Well, at the risk of being politically incorrect, when you think about why people would sell their house quickly, a lot of it has to do with, financial decision making and financial situations. So, chances are if you live in La Jolla or Del Mar or Point Loma or Coronado, you're pretty good at making financial decisions. You've had some success in your life, and you're not going to be in a situation where you have to fire sale a property. Where if you live in some of the rougher areas, you know what? Maybe you're not the best financial decision maker. Maybe you got jammed up and you need to get rid of your property. But I think the biggest reason why not all areas are equal to door knock is, again, if you live in La Jolla or Point Loma or Coronado or Calmar Valley, chances are you've got somebody that does your taxes. You've got an accountant. You've got a financial planner. You've got a lawyer for estate planning. And you also probably have a realtor. Or even if you don't have a realtor, chances are, since real estate is a high-paying profession, you've got some realtors in your area that you can turn to. Your next door neighbor might be a realtor. So when you start thinking about selling your house, you don't go on Zillow, you don't go on Craigslist, you don't look for realtors. You know someone who you can call, or you can call your financial planner or accountant or lawyer and say, hey, I need a realtor. Who should I talk to? Whereas if you live in some of the rougher areas, you're probably more open to working with somebody for the first time because you probably don't have an accountant or a financial planner or a lawyer. So, if a realtor knocks on your door, you're not going to just shoo them away. You're going to be more interested in hearing what they have to say. So those are just 2 examples on why I think it pays more to door knock in some of the more rougher to middle class areas. And again, door knock wherever you want to, but if you want the best return on your investment, the guys that are out there door knocking, the agents that bring me deals, they door knock the rougher areas. And another reason too is those areas are more likely to have abandoned houses. And that's the best way to get a deal, is door knock the rough areas, find the abandoned homes, notate the address, and then you either go home and skip trace the owner, which can be expensive, or if you're really resourceful, door knock on some of the other homes around and say, hey, what's up with this abandoned house? Who owns it? How can I get in touch with that person? And a lot of times neighbors know what's going on, and neighbors are thrilled. They're like, yeah, that thing is an eyesore. Get that thing sold. And, too, if that abandoned house is getting red tagged by the city, that seller, it's only a matter of time before they have to sell. So that said, what are the best areas to door knock? Now, these are areas that are up and coming, areas that have a lot of flips, but also a lot of bad inventory still. And these are, in my opinion, the best zip codes to door knock. So 92114. This is a great area to flip in because you've got a lot of crummy houses in this area, but a lot of investors are moving in and remodeling those homes. So you've got a lot of good flips in 92114, but a lot of potential for flip too. 92113, kind of the same thing. 92102, again, the same thing, but this zip code is even a little bit more special because it's so close to downtown. So you have even more options here that we've seen since this area is really coming up pretty quick. 92105, again, just like 92102 is close to downtown, 92105 is close to North Park. It's kind of North Park light. So City Heights is up and coming, another great area. 92139. Here's some interesting ones, right? Is Claremont and Linda Vista, 92117, 92111. These areas are quickly getting expensive, but when you walk around these streets in 92117, 92111, you're going to notice that while there's a lot of beautiful flips, there's also a lot of crummy homes still. And when I walk through Claremont, I mean, I tell you what, I see a lot of trailers outside. I see a lot of probably meth addicts around Claremont still. So if you're walking Claremont and you see a house with a bunch of trailers outside and there are some, likely meth addicts in the driveway, well, if they're addicted to meth, they probably are not making very good financial decisions. Then they need to sell their house. Or if they're addicted to meth and they're the tenants, that landlord probably wants to sell his house. So definitely notate that address, figure out who owns it, and call them because, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. We have a meth problem here in San Diego. And, one of the reasons why people will sell a house quick is because of drugs. We buy a lot of homes because either the tenants or the sellers have a drug problem and they just want to get rid of the house. Two more zip codes, 91950, 91910. I'm really excited about both these areas, Chula Vista and National City, because these areas are very close to where that new Bayfront project is going in. And I think that due to its proximity to the coast, these areas are really going to come up quick. So additionally, I've noticed, especially in 91950, there are a lot of interesting zoning properties around there where you can turn maybe a 2-unit into a 4-unit or, things like that. So value add here, we can get creative in this zip code. Last but not least, 92109, PB, MB. Not really the best area to door knock in because it's one of those nicer areas, but I'm actually looking to buy a house here in 92109. So if you want to door knock 92109, I'd love for you to do that because if you come across any leads, I would love to buy them from you because I need a house to live in. So anyway, that's it for now. Eric Lucas with GG Homes. Hopefully you found this video helpful. So long story short, if you want to find deals that are really easy to double or triple end, door knock hard, be consistent with it, and door knock these zip codes. And I guarantee if you put 10 hours a week into this, you're going to do really, really well this year. We've got a few agents, I'm thinking of one in particular, he brings a deal or two a month, and they're always great deals, but he door knocks, that's all he does. But he's really good at it, he's consistent with it, and because he's consistent, he gets results. So sometimes two people are saying, well, I don't want to door knock because I want to, focus on the deals that are, in Carmel Valley. I want, a Carmel Valley townhome for $700,000 or a Scripps Ranch townhome for $700,000. I don't want to, take any listings under $600,000. Well, that's great, but what's 2% of $700,000? The same as 5% of $350,000. So, if you're only focusing on the top end, that's great. But, if you're going to get one Scripps condo a month at $700,000, or you can get 2 homes in Encanto a month for $350,000, but you double in both of those Encanto deals, well, you just doubled your paycheck. So, yeah, Scripps Ranch is a lot nicer to walk around in, but again, for the reasons I just mentioned, you might have more success door knocking in these areas. But, of course, be careful. As I mentioned, it can be dangerous. If in some cases you might want to bring somebody with you, a business partner, friend, a relative. If you got a new guy in the team, bring him, train him on how to door knock. I've never had any problems when I go alone, but that's just me. So I have had situations where I've had to diffuse a situation, but I think if you go looking for trouble, trouble finds you. I think if you're respectful, you're door knocking, they tell you to leave, you just leave and you avoid the issue. So that's what I did back in the day. I never had any problems, but again, your miles may vary. And if you want to play it super safe, definitely door knock with somebody else. Do it in pairs. So anyway, first video of many to come on how to get off-market fixer deals. And I hope this video was helpful. And of course, when you do find some of these off-market fixer deals, give me a call, Eric Lucas over at GG Homes, and my cell phone is 858-276-0713. Take care and talk to you soon.